Hi guys. Hi. Hi. One second. It's really only 9:27 in the morning. I'm just getting up for the day. If you can't tell. Anyway, I had the most hilarious dream about my dad. Hilarious. I don't know. It was funny. So, yeah, I guess, I don't know, not really backstory in the dream, but my mom was super into like accountability, even though I was never doing anything wrong. But yeah, my dad never like particularly was into accountability, considering I wasn't really doing anything wrong, ever. So, I know, weird backstory for the dream, right? Very strange backstory for the dream. Like, how's that backstory for the dream? Well, the dream was like, what if my dad just decided he wanted to like go through stuff in my room to make sure I was like accountable for whatever is in my room, but it's like expectations versus reality. It's like, really, I just have like a burnt candle in my room, like, or like a candle, literally, you know what I mean? Or like dirty socks, like, guess I'll wash those, like, you know what I mean? But that's not what, like, it's like he walked into my room, he didn't know what he wanted to hold me accountable for, so in the dream he was literally like looking around, he was like, I don't know, and then he pointed to like this little, on the edge of my what do you call it, like on the edge of like the wood thing that my mattress is on, there's like this little like sticker sign that's like on there. I was like, I know this sounds silly, but I literally said like, oh, they're calling me like Christina Aguilera in the newspaper, like, what's that about? He's like, no, I'm not worried about that. Like, what does that say? He pointed to like the little sign on the mattress, or not on the mattress, on the wood thing the mattress goes on, right? I forgot the word, but like, he was like, what's that saying? Like, that's what I'm gonna be like held accountable for. And then I said, that's the ingredients to my mattress, but like in German. And then he was like, oh, okay, never mind. Like, okay. You know, I was like, yeah, there's like literally nothing to like hold me accountable for, but like, glad you checked. Like, I don't know, super strange dream. But like, I mean, obviously it doesn't actually make sense as like what things would be happening, but I was like, all right. all right. I don't know, but that dream made me really laugh, because I was like, huh? But then I was like, now that I, like, in the dream I was like, now that I think of it, like, that's actually kind of concerning, that the part that I wasn't going to be held accountable for is like the sticker on the thing for the mattress, because now I'm thinking, oh, the company just knew they were never going to be held accountable for it, and I've had this mattress for how long, you know? Like now I'm spiraling, but I'm like, first of all, the whole thing didn't make sense, but now I'm like, oh no, what if I didn't take into account that like they actually were not going to be held accountable for it? I'm like, huh? Like, it's like one thing can make you like, what? In so many other ways that had nothing to do with the original situation. But then you're like, wait a minute, like, you're wrong, but you're so right. Like, it's not me who wasn't gonna be held accountable for that, it's probably just the company, but like, what? But then I woke up and I checked what the sticker actually says, because it's real, but all the sticker says is like, only one child on the mattress, like, only one child on the top bunk, nobody can be sitting under the mattress, like, nobody can be laying down on the ground underneath the bed, whatever. Like, that's literally all it says. I was like, oh, okay. Like, okay, I don't know. It was super strange, I don't know. But anyway, I'm just gonna like mix some lime water and some coffee. Which one do I want? We have a few different kinds of coffee. I'm like, which one should I use? I think that's coffee. Okay. Hazel. What? Not hazelnut. Do I want hazelnut? I don't know if this one's gonna be good. I'm gonna try that one. I hate these lights, they're too bright in this room, but you know what? Or they're too like cool toned white lights, like it's weird. I don't know what lights the kitchen needs anyway though, but I didn't do it, obviously my dad did, so. At least they're all the same, like we have all the same, except for the one that doesn't have one, but they're all the same. I think at some point in time they were like all different ones, and it was like so weird. So weird. I forgot to put the lime water in the microwave, which would help so much with it being done faster. Like that would literally be everything. If I, you know, if I want it to ever be done, like it's gotta be initiated first. But sugar? The way I'm still waking up, I'm like, are you guys even gonna think this is a good video? I'm just gonna like get ready for the day so you can get ready with me if you want. I mean, you're already here. But like, you know. I know this part of the video has been so like slow. It's just kind of there. Let's see. Where am I gonna put my coffee? Up here. Up here, up here, up here, up here, up here. Oh no. Oh no. Ew, is that a spider web? No, it's a piece of hair grown from the spider of my cranium. When I was little, we had the game Cranium. When I was like 3, we had the game Cranium here. Guess what? I stole the little hourglass from the game Cranium when no one was looking, and I hid it in my room because I just wanted an hourglass. But I got in so much trouble. I was banned from playing Cranium forever, and I was like, well, it's called Cranium, like, how is my brain ever gonna grow? Like, I was so, like, it's not gonna be fun, you know? I was like, it's over. Like, there's no way. It's gonna be so bad. Like, I'm never gonna, you know. Anyway, why are my necklaces all in one giant knot around my neck? A knot of chains. A knot of chains. You know. It's kind of weird that I brush my teeth in YouTube videos because it's like obviously everybody does brush their teeth in their life. But like, I don't know. I'm like, obviously I need to take it up a notch. Like I need to actually do something interesting, and I'm aware that I'm not doing anything interesting. I just think it's gonna make me face the fact that I'm not doing anything interesting, and it's eventually gonna make me do something interesting. Well, that time is upon us. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but one of these days I'm gonna start doing something interesting. One of these days it's really getting to me that, like, you know, that I'm this boring. I mean, I intentionally put myself in that situation, I guess, but like in some capacity for some reason, but like I thought it would be a good idea for some reason to just be so boring until I decide I'm done with being boring, like to the point that I'm not gonna be boring again. Like, I don't know, it doesn't really help, but like honestly, I'm not like a person who gets bored. Like I could go to the DMV, the airport, I'm like, I got that all day long. I'm kidding, I don't have a car, and I obviously don't go on airplanes. Not for any reason, I just don't have money, so I don't travel. But like, I don't have like the resources for those things, I guess, in my life. Or like, I don't feel like it's where I'm gonna put the money towards. Even if I did, I'm like, I have like this and this and that like I should have probably done by now. Like, so you get the point. You get the point. So, yeah, you get the point, but I don't know. I don't know. I got so much water in my eyes, I feel like I'm a fish. Because all fish really have in their lives is like water in their eyes, you know, swimming around like that. It's like the one thing you have to cope with if you're a fish. Oh, and breathing underwater, you gotta really be confident in that, or you're gonna be like a little late on that. I don't know. Like, you might die if you don't believe that you can, if you're not really like ready. You know, it's not really about believing, obviously, but like, you know what I mean. You just kind of have to get it. Like, if you're a fish and you're not ready to breathe underwater, like, you're gonna find out some stuff, or you're gonna die. I hate when I'm like combing through my hair and there's just like loose hair. Like, it isn't really that good. It just means I'm going bald, but like I'm not, but like it feels gross in my hands, you know? Anyway. Yeah, guys, I feel like I'm a bird. Like, if I were famous right now, the way I have so much music on the planet, but in little moments like this, I would be like, why did you guys make a bird famous? Like, I'm here like brushing my teeth. Like it's not like I taught you anything in these 19 minutes, but it's like also, can't you just hang out with me? But it's like, I would still be like, tweet, 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 tweet in my little like bird thing. A little bird. I don't even think I would be the talking bird. I don't think I'm a parrot. I don't think I'd be ready for that. I think I would have to see other birds as superior for a very long time to be normal. I think I would have to have that. I think it would help for my development. It's not a fly in there, is it? No. Okay. In my coffee, I was like, aha. Like, I absolutely will not drink it if there's a fly. Like, that's so weird. Not that weird. Not that weird. Let's see. What are we gonna do? Where are we gonna put you? Do we have a place for you? I don't know. Okay. You're just gonna sit here for a second and I'm gonna... I don't know if I still have a tripod or if I lost it. I'm gonna find out. We'll see. Oh, right. That looks so behind the scenes. Not really, but like, you know. Let's see. Oh no, I put that on the volume. I put that on the volume button of my iPhone and obviously ended the video, and we're just gonna edit them together. That's crazy, dude. That really be crazy. That really be crazy. What's going on? Whoa. When your candles are like so low and you have to light them like that. Ah! Okay. Now you can't even see it, but it kind of casts like a fun vibe onto me. Yo, I'm so weird. Like, how do I think this is interesting enough content? How do I think the answer is I do and I don't, right? I really don't. But like, yeah, no, I really don't. I'm betting on, what the fuck did I get on me? I'm betting on the idea, there's like dirt on me. I'm betting on the idea that like someday my music is gonna be the part of me that matters, and then the rest of me can be whatever I feel like. I think if I had people watching my videos, more than like 3 people or like 10 people, then I would care about what the video is about, or I would care about like the quality of it. But I've done that before, and when I did that for a very long time, cared about like each video is on a topic or like a fun thing I'm doing or something, and then they're super like hyper edited. Like, I've done that, and it got me to like 75 subscribers in over a year, and I was like, okay, so like clearly nobody cares about that. So I took a break for multiple years and decided to start just putting the version of me that nobody cares about out there, and being really boring as a part of that version, I guess. But it was kind of not really spiteful. It's not like I have like animosity. I just kind of felt, I felt like I knew that music was what I knew that writing songs and singing my own songs and making multiple albums was the way that I wanted to like hopefully someday become like famous or have more subscribers on the channel, that kind of thing. Like, I really wanted to leverage that someday and have that be the reason, because I kind of could tell that like a lot of times influencers felt like they were like almost famous, and then like mainstream celebrities were like, do anything to make sure that, you know, no influencers are ever taken seriously as people who could do music or celebrities or anything. And then celebrities were like ashamed of if they've ever made a YouTube video. They were like, oh no, like we can't do this. So I was like, okay, like I definitely don't want to lack the level of inclusivity that like a lot of these celebrities have. Like, a lot of them are like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be somebody who would do that to somebody else and like try to like, I'm not saying I wouldn't exaggerate the gap, because I think that that's for, it's like you're watching a movie, right? It's like, oh, it's so mysterious. There are the celebrities over there, you know? It's like nobody knows who they are, but it's kind of like weird. Ew. How did I get some kind of hair in my water? Yeah. So yeah, I didn't think this video was gonna get like more than like 3 views, maybe someday. But then I'm gonna seem kind of boring to whoever's watching it, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. So I don't get disappointed when these get like 3 views. I'm like, as expected, like that's kind of, if anything, what I hoped would happen so I could continue my, like I wanted it to do well, but at the same time, if it got like 200 views, that would be it doing shockingly well for me, but also shockingly not well for like hoping that someday I could have like some kind of career. So, yeah. People choose what they think they deserve. A lot. Because if I wanted to pursue that, I would have to think that like I have videos that deserve like 20 million plus views or something if I wanted to like seriously pursue music with like, you know what I'm saying? Like if people want to develop that like headstrong, like anything for it to work, and like I'm not gonna stop, you, even before you get like 1 million views, you have to believe you deserve 20 million, you know what I mean? Because if you don't think you deserve it, you're not going to get to the point where you would have any. You have to like fully be like, not only am I ready, but like I'm not backing down from being ready. You know, and then it's like a life-changing thing, because it's like, not because it's fame, but because my lips are peeling. I know, not what you wanted to hear. I'm doing that reptile thing where you shed the old skin and you become somebody new. But what I mean by like, if someone's gotten 1 million views, the older generations would be like, what are we gonna do? Did we win the lottery, or are we gonna jump off a bridge? Because like, let me know in 5 seconds, because we have to make that choice, you know? Like that's what like some people would sort of like think, like older generations, but it's like, you obviously, you don't do that. Like that's not you, because you didn't win the lottery and you're not jumping off a bridge. It's just 1 million views. It's the first step to getting 1 billion or 40 million on every video or something. Like you readjust what you're worth. So when you readjust what you're worth, like you kind of like grow. Like you're like, oh, well, 3 views isn't what I'm worth. If I got 1 million, maybe the rest of me is worth like 50,000 or 100,000. Like, okay, maybe that's what I'm getting, maybe that's not what I'm getting. You readjust again. Okay, what am I worth? Like, what am I willing to settle for, but also what am I willing to fight for? What am I willing to be disappointed by? What's gonna happen to me if I am disappointed by that? Obviously not a whole lot if you have a higher worth, but if you don't, you're gonna be like, oh no, 10,000 views. Is that viral? Does that mean I won the lottery? Does that mean I'm jumping off a bridge? Like, you're gonna make $0. You're gonna die if you jump off that bridge. Like, that just proves stupid in this economy and in this world and in 2025. So, obviously, but like, you know, if you tell somebody, oh, I got 10,000 views or something, if you did, you kind of have to gauge who you're telling that to and then already know their reaction beforehand, because some people could be like, is that the next winning the lottery? But 10,000 views is not the next winning the lottery for anybody. It wouldn't be for an ant. You couldn't get $1 out of that, you know? Especially if you don't have like subscribers from that quick amount of views. Like, it doesn't mean anything. Even if you got 10,000 subscribers, what are you gonna get? $50 in your life? Hopefully you can keep up views that match the amount of subscribers so you look like you didn't just buy them. Like, it wouldn't, if anything, it could hurt you and not help you even then. Even then. If I had a high amount of subscribers on the channel, okay, and I wanted to post as often as I'm posting and as many songs, both short and long, that I'm posting, I would have to be in my head about it at some point in time. If I had 20,000 subscribers, if I had a couple of, if I had like a couple of videos that did well, went a little viral at some point in time, if I had still made $0, it's possible that I could have like 20,000 subscribers, right? Because I can still be in the not barometer, right? I don't know, in the bracket of it's possible that you made $0 from this, it's possible that you made $5, it's possible that you made $100, but that would be a very fleeting $100 in like a year. Like, it wouldn't mean anything to your life substantially, just that maybe you got a little tiny pat on the back, like you can keep going, you didn't do anything wrong. That would be like the most that you really got, right? So at 20,000 subscribers, you're not famous, you're still under everybody else because there's so many other people who have more than that. So it's like you're still lost in the sea. There's still, just because you're a slightly medium-sized fish, that doesn't mean there's not sharks that are gonna eat you immediately. Just because you're the runt of the litter does not make you the second to runt in millions, like in millions of other ones. So yeah, in millions of other ones. So, obviously, like, the traditional way that people would, I feel like living in a certain area still would be, like, what would help me the most. Because, obviously, I don't have money for ads. Like, I don't know. Like, what am I gonna do? What am I going to do? I do have a lot of, like, work songs, but I'm working on getting better so that I don't, it's not about looking stupid to somebody else, because no matter what, you're always gonna look stupid to somebody. And that doesn't mean that that's not what they're searching for at the same time. Not because they want you to be stupid, but, like, it doesn't mean that they, like, people in a creative industry know that sometimes the artist has moments where they look a little stupid, or they did something that was a little weird, but it was like to see what works, to see what they can do. You know. So, yeah. It's not a fly, but then what is it? I don't know. Yeah. If I lived in, I was gonna say the epicenter of the world, and then I was like, what does that mean? Sometimes I say something and it is sometimes in the correct place, and then I'm like, wait a minute, now I don't know what that means. But yeah, I guess, if I lived in like New York or LA, I think it would help me, but I don't think that it hurts me that I don't have the money to like move there right now. I think it could if I sat on this and waited for a long time, like multiple years, right? But nothing was gonna be like perfect or ideal in the world anyway. Obviously there's other stuff going on. Obviously nothing was gonna be perfect or ideal. So I don't know what I was gonna say. I don't know what I was gonna say, really. Just that if I lived somewhere like that, I could really know that it's me that's the problem. I mean, it's obviously me that's the problem, but I could really be like, okay, like, I'm
the one who has to like make it work. So like, what am I gonna do? That kind of thing. And then it's like, okay, so like, but I want to feel like my level of what I think good is before I do think I have good songs, but I think I have a few that are, it's not about like, we'll just delete the bad ones. It's not about that, because having more is better. It's not like I have something to hide. An artist is at multiple levels at the same time because different parts of them are growing. And they had something separate to work on that had nothing to do with whatever you thought they were working on with this one project. Damn. I'm just gonna have to become a really good friend to luck very fast in my existence, and then have that never leave. But it works for some people. So I'm just gonna hold myself to that standard and do it. And it doesn't sound like it's gonna make sense, but it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's gonna be great. Damn. But if this is the personality, well, see, there's so many like odd things too, like so many paradoxes where you could feel like, well, if the person who I show up as in this one moment is the person who I'm judged as being forever, then I'm automatically so boring, too boring, might as well throw me away. But like, untying these knots of like, oh, actually celebrities' teams just curate who they are so they could be this and not that, just so the audience likes them. Everything they do, except for technically have music that's out there and technically be on tour. All the other choices are just their own team that they hired themselves. The feedback they're getting is the feedback they hired. So it doesn't mean that like, that I should take advice or restriction from imaginary like responses from people that I never would have hired but that they hired. Like it's kind of like a weird paradox where it's like people will be like, oh, but like I've been told I should be this and not that, and then it was so crazy. It's like, I mean, you hired those people and then you told the whole world that those restrictions were real and true and a part of like your physical anatomy because they were so real. Like you told people it was a thing. Like you told people it was true. You hired the opinion and then they give you the opinion they thought you wanted to hear, and then you told people it was true. You told other people it was true. That had nothing to do with it. I mean, yeah, like I guess you were the one in the position of power, so you thought you were the one who knew everything, but that can be so enabling to never learn something because you thought you knew everything. Damn, today I'm just the most boring type of person. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But also, I know I put myself in that position though. I put myself in the position of being so incredibly boring. I know that I did that. I know that it was me. Like, I know that it was me, obviously, because I obviously made choices that led to that, but I knew the whole time that it was me, obviously. But like, you know what I'm saying? I'm still like, oh, I put myself in this position and now I have to do the hard part. It's like, this is not the hard part. This is not the hard part. This is not the rest of life is gonna be the hard part. This is the easy part. I guess. This is the boring part where I'm also boring. Anyway, I don't think that infinite strangers lack the capacity to understand that people change as a person, and that as their life changes, they also progressively become more interesting. So I'm like, so what if there's an old video of me being boring that I'm making right now someday, right? Like, people can be told what to like. People can be so told what to like and blindly following, but they wouldn't know what direction to go in if they had to identify talent anyway. Because they judge people by the least that they have ever seen them be. A lot of people, not everybody, there's a lot of people who judge others by the least that they've ever seen them be. So somebody could be the most talented artist, it's like, yeah, but they didn't, like, what did they not do? They got a parking ticket. Well, that must be the height of their intelligence, you know? Like, why do we even listen to them? That's the height of their intelligence. Like, I feel like people can kind of, like, you know, take it that way. But then it's like there's also infinite people who would not have judged them that way. Because it's not, like, true that everybody does. It's just like, you know. Yeah. It just feels like all of the money on the planet comes from somewhere that there's already money. So it feels like all of the celebrities currently are just, I mean, yeah, some Scientologists, but like, let's be real, Scientology wasn't even necessarily where the money came from. Doesn't really make sense. You have to already be rich to be a Scientologist that's like taken seriously, and I don't even want to be a Scientologist. It's not about that. It's just like, really, a lot of the slave owners from a very long time ago in America just had some great-great-great-granddaughters or something, and those were some of the people who got made famous. Like, that's just what it's looking like, dude. But yeah. People are told what to listen to and what to like so much that it wouldn't be hard, I guess. I don't know. You'd have to care that it's not you. You'd have to care that it's not you so much that you, like, do something about it. And then when it doesn't work, you just do something about it again. Like, and that's your whole life. If you weren't born with $1 billion like all of them. So I don't really know, but I think even when people like sign a record deal, right? The money they are paid is for promoting, like, they have to choose out of that money how much they use, I'm assuming, to, like, promote their own work, and then how much they just live their life with. So it's like, you know, and then if people don't have that yet, the whole world is just like, well, why would anybody ever want to sign you? Why would anybody? But then it's like, that doesn't mean anything automatically. Like, that doesn't mean anything. Getting somebody to say yes to you doesn't mean you get to the next phase. Technically, technically, but it doesn't mean a whole lot because you're not the one with $1 billion in your pocket that you're gonna spend on every expense to like promote your own self. I don't know. It's just odd, but you know, I mean, it's not really, but like, I just said that. Anyway, that's kind of all I have for the most boring video out there ever, but I love you guys. Bye!